About 69% of American adults sleep on their side. And if you are one of them, you have probably been told at some point that you are slowly ruining your face. That pressing one cheek into a pillow every night for hours is giving you wrinkles, causing your skin to sag, and even making your face asymmetrical over time. It is one of those pieces of skincare advice that gets repeated constantly online, in beauty videos, in anti-aging content. And like a lot of things that circulate that way, it is partly true, significantly exaggerated, and missing most of the context that would actually help you make a smart decision about it. Today we're going through what the science actually says about side sleeping and your skin. What is real, what is overblown, what dermatologists say matters far more than your sleep position, and what you can do tonight if you genuinely want to reduce the impact on your skin without sacrificing sleep quality. Let us start with the thing that is actually true. Side sleeping does create what dermatologists call sleep lines. When you press your face into a pillow for 7 or 8 hours, the skin gets compressed and folded in ways it does not experience during the day. When you wake up, you often see temporary creases on the side of your face you slept on. Most people have noticed these. They usually fade within an hour or two of being up and moving. When you are young, your skin rebounds quickly because it has high levels of collagen and elastin, the structural proteins that give skin its firmness and flexibility. Your skin essentially springs back from the compression without lasting evidence. But here is where age changes the equation. As you get older, your body produces less collagen and elastin. Skin becomes less elastic, holds hydration less effectively, and has a reduced ability to recover from repeated mechanical stress. Those temporary morning creases start to linger longer, and with years of repetition, they can begin to etch themselves in as permanent lines, particularly on the cheek, the temple, and the area around the eye on the side you sleep on most. This is real. Dermatologists confirm it. A 2016 review published by the American Society for Aesthetic Plastic Surgery found that repeated facial compression during side or stomach sleeping may contribute to sleep wrinkles over time. So the concern is legitimate, but here is where the internet takes a legitimate concern and inflates it into something much larger than the evidence supports. Sleep position is a minor factor in facial aging, a relatively minor one. The major drivers of wrinkles, sagging, and skin aging are UV exposure, collagen loss that comes naturally with age, smoking, chronic inflammation, and genetics. Compared to those forces, the contribution of sleep position is small and localized. Dermatologists describe it as adding a small additional effect on top of much larger underlying causes, not as a primary driver of how your face ages. A 2013 study from the American Society for Dermatologic Surgery followed 100 women and found no significant association between sleep position and wrinkles or facial sagging. The relationship exists, but it is not as dramatic or inevitable as the content around it suggests. The same principle applies to facial asymmetry. You may have seen claims that side sleeping causes your face to become noticeably uneven over time. Dermatologists say any effect from sleep position on facial symmetry is subtle and frequently overstated. The dominant causes of facial asymmetry are genetics, muscle dominance from things like one-sided chewing habits, posture, and bite alignment. A pillow is not repositioning your bones. One important clarification from oral surgeons on this point: side sleeping cannot change your bite. Your bite is determined by your teeth and bone structure. What side sleeping can do is aggravate an existing jaw issue. If you already clench or grind your teeth, or if you have TMJ sensitivity, pressure on one side of your jaw all night can make those symptoms feel worse in the morning. That is irritation, not structural change. So where does this leave you, practically? The most important thing dermatologists say about sleep and skin is this: sleep quality matters more than sleep position. Poor sleep elevates cortisol and increases oxidative stress, both of which accelerate visible signs of aging. Losing sleep trying to maintain a position that does not come naturally to you would cause more skin damage than the position you are trying to avoid. Sleep well, in whatever position lets you do that, and address the other factors separately. That said, if you want to minimize the mechanical impact of side sleeping on your skin, there are a few things that actually make a difference. Skin hydration is the most significant lever you have. Well-hydrated skin rebounds from compression much better than dry skin. A good moisturizer applied before bed helps maintain the skin's ability to spring back from the pressure of sleeping. Dermatologists also point to a technique called slugging, which involves applying a thin layer of petroleum jelly over your moisturizer before bed. It creates a seal that dramatically reduces water loss through the skin overnight, keeping it more hydrated through the hours when you cannot actively maintain it. Collagen stimulation is the longer-term strategy. Retinoids, particularly tretinoin, are the most well-studied topical agents for stimulating collagen production. Used consistently over time, they help maintain the skin's structural integrity, which directly affects how well it rebounds from compression. This is not a quick fix, but it is one of the most evidence-backed long-term investments in skin aging you can make. Your pillowcase material matters more than most people realize. Cotton creates significant friction against the skin as you move during sleep. That friction causes the skin to grip and fold repeatedly through the night. Silk and satin pillowcases reduce that friction substantially. They will not eliminate compression wrinkles entirely, but they meaningfully reduce the mechanical stress your skin experiences over hours of contact. The last thing worth mentioning is that focusing on the manageable factors is far more productive than fixating on sleep position. UV protection during the day, consistent hydration, not smoking, managing chronic inflammation through diet and sleep quality. These are the variables that determine the majority of how your skin ages. They are also variables you can actually control without disrupting your sleep. There is one more layer to this that is worth addressing directly. A lot of the content around side sleeping and skin damage is created by people selling silk pillowcases, specialized sleep masks, contoured pillows, and other products. That does not mean those products do not have some benefit. A silk pillowcase genuinely does reduce friction, but it does mean the problem is consistently overstated in order to make the solution seem more necessary than it is. The actual risk profile of side sleeping for your skin looks like this. If you are in your 20s, the mechanical effect is minimal because your skin recovers easily. If you are in your 30s and beyond, repeated compression on the same side can contribute to localized lines over many years, but only as a secondary factor layered on top of more significant causes. The solution is not to fight your natural sleep position. It is to support your skin's resilience through hydration, collagen stimulation, and reduced friction, and to prioritize the much larger factors like sun protection and sleep quality that are driving the bigger part of the picture. Side sleeping is not destroying your face. Your skin is more resilient than the internet gives it credit for. And the factors that matter most to how you age are happening during the hours you are awake, not the hours you are unconscious. If you want content that cuts through the noise and gives you the actual science on skin health and how your body works, subscribe. A new video every week.